let Fatai be an example to everybody else. Fatai doesn't turn up, it turns up prepared with a PowerPoint slide. So Fatai, here it is. Over to you.
Thank you, one man. So one man, when you see this, the old paper, 49 pages, whatever, you can basically cut it in these 4 situations. So there is no, the first, so there was so the whole thing is a complaint for forfeiture, right? With some affidavit in support, whatever. And by the way, there is no FBI involvement. It's IRS, Internal Revenue Service, tax issues, right? So they want to collect tax from this guy, right? And they bludgeon him with some stupidity. And it's right there down the line. Oh, maybe he's drunk. So they don't know where the money comes from, right? Okay, this guy just has a lot of money in his account, right? They don't know how do you properly go after him? Okay, oh, he's living with some Akonde and they live together. They go and play football together. Okay, maybe he has something to do with them. Anyway, that was there. I was very happy when Madam Zita mentioned that word ex parte. So it was an ex parte application. So it's not a criminal anything. It's an ex parte. They go to court. Tinubu is not there. They go to court to ask for forfeiture. So it's an ex parte order. So there's no trial. There's no plead guilty, don't plead guilty. There is no, what is it called? Bargain, plea bargain. There's nothing like that. There's nothing, right? So the whole thing anyway is like, so you have the ex parte there, you have the complaint there, you have the facts there, which is full of gobbledygooks, right? And then the one thing that drives me crazy the most, in the settlement, they now said this guy is not allowed to come back, to come after the United States in any capacity regarding this case. So I think what's really interesting to me is that is Tinubu allowed to even speak about it? I think he's not allowed to speak about it by the nature of the agreement they bring up to him, that he's not allowed to go to touch that action again. So maybe that's why the guy is not speaking about it. Whether the guy should speak about it or not, I think it depends on the agreement. So one man, just to one man, can you go to the next page? Hello, one man.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So the next page, I'm not going to read it all, but you can see the 31, just that paragraph. It's like, IRS tax laws require the payment of taxes for residents and non-resident, whatever, it goes on. So the whole thing, their problem is tax situation. So if you read it all, it's about tax. Then they say, oh, okay, then we see some money in your account, we want to go and file for whatever. So not to take a lot of time, it's there. Anybody can read that part that talks about the taxes. Paragraph 38 of page 15. That is where it is stated. It's about tax issues. Even the final settlement, it's about they take some money from him as a settlement for tax and everything like that. That's all. But one more, can you go to next? Because I don't want to be reading everything, just not to take the time of your listeners. So I did that point just to make the point that they made the point there that we are talking about taxes. So, but the next one is where really my authors take two, right? So there is something they call there is something they call in the bank. If Patoski is here, he probably could testify to it. A now account, negotiable. What is it called? Then something. So this now account is about you negotiate the withdrawal terms, right? So it's something. It's something above a checking account, what we call a Nigeria current account, but a little bit below fixed deposit. So if you want to withdraw money from this account, right? It's not immediate withdrawal. It's not withdrawal on demand. So you take it. You have to give notice 7 days, whatever. And banks, like your money with them is what they used to do business. So if you can keep your money with them, they will offer you more interest. So this account that Tinubu created, in this now account, as a matter of fact, right, is because it pays higher interest. So Tinubu is dumping money in this account and was generating interest. So this interest, I think this is where it came from. This is where the guy was not paying tax on this money being generated by this account. So he's just dumping money there, not paying taxes on this account. And that's where the problem is. But also when I read that part, right, I think, okay, this guy's a genius, right? So he finds an account that gives him more money, and he goes into the bank and negotiates for more interest, because that account is a negotiated account. So you can get higher, and some banks can give you 5%, some banks can give you 10% interest on you putting money there. It's not a fixed deposit, it's a bit lower, but it's checking account. You write your check and you, so even this case is not, rather than saying Tinubu is a criminal, it's confirming actually that guy is olopolo. Is like, not like all of us, we don't open account, put it either savings account or checking account. No, there are, when you approach the bank, there are many layers of things you can do in the bank, and it is right there. It is stated right there, paragraph 22. According to bank records from First Heritage Bank, whatever, Tinubu opened an individual money market account and a now account in December, whatever, in the application. So they put it there, and when you read that, so down there they stated how much he was depositing money into that account. So that's the point I want to make there. So if open a now account, this is where the problem started. From the now account, he was not depositing huge money in that now account. And one time he even stated that he did some consulting job for Deloitte or whatever, and they paid him some million or whatever. Okay, maybe it's from there. Maybe it's not from there. I don't know. But the point is, this is an account that this is something that demonstrates that this is a thinking man. He put his money where it can generate even more interest, and this is what even the document itself is acknowledging this fact. So, one more, can I go to the my author's take number 3, the next one? I think Kulata mentioned this part before. So, if you read one man, the last part, so they agreed to settle that paragraph. So paragraph 4 says the parties agreed that the funds held by Citibank shall be released to Tinubu, and the action filed against those funds held in the account by Citibank shall be dismissed with prejudice. Mama, if you know the difference between without prejudice and with prejudice, that's where the kicker is in. So if you file, if an action without prejudice means that one is like one man, I walk into the room and I see you eating chocolate, and I say, one man, that chocolate is my chocolate. So we start to argue, and you say, look, I don't like this argument. I'm going to McDonald's in 5 minutes. I'll bring you Big Mac. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. I love Big Mac. I'll forget about the chocolate, and I'll take your Big Mac. Now I have two options. I can forget about the chocolate, accepting that I was wrong, or I say, oh, and that is with prejudice. Without prejudice means that, fine, I will take the McDonald's option, but I still maintain that you stole my chocolate. But if I say with prejudice, which means that I have taken it back, like, okay, fine, we forget about it, we will never close, we will never open that, we forget about that chocolate matter, is dead. I wrong you, forget about it, with prejudice. It's like in the army, when they discharge you they release with honorable when you resign with honorable discharge or whatever, or they fire you with honorable discharge. It's different from without. So with prejudice means that the United States is essentially an admission by the United States that they wronged him. It's with prejudice, not without prejudice. With prejudice, they are not going to talk. They don't want to talk about the matter any longer. The United States. So that with prejudice, I think is very important. That's when I found that very interesting, and that's why I call it my hot take 3. One man, can I go to the next one? I want to quickly run down the whatever before I talk about do my summary. So in the next one man, you will see. You say so. Now that is the agreement I was talking about. So if anybody reads this agreement, you will see Tinubu, whatever, and his anybody on behalf of him, and Alaji Mogaji, and everybody, whatever, in its officers, agent, blah 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 blah. They are not allowed. They discharge the United States. Where I don't want to read it all, but if you read it, where did they even say that? And whatever, hereby release and forever discharge the United States. Then it goes on. He's not allowed to he's not allowed to take any action against the America. He's not allowed to do anything based on this matter. And that is part of the settlement. He's not allowed to talk about it. He's not allowed to do anything about it. And everybody wonders why the guy doesn't even speak about it. So it's in the agreement. My question is, why is the United States offering an agreement to somebody if they find him connected to drugs? Why are they offering agreement to him not to talk about, not that the matter be not be spoken of again? Why would United States of America offer to Tinubu that this matter is, let's just forget about it. Don't bring anything against us. Don't take any action against us. Let's just forget about it. Why? I'm sure they would want to continue the investigation if there was if he was involved in the drugs. He probably knew the guys, right? So if Tinubu chooses not to be a snitch, right, that doesn't make him a drug. That doesn't make him part of the drug ring. You might know people doing stuff and you come out your eye, right? Or whatever is going on, you know. So the point is, there is no definitive reason why they that the action, this forfeiture action, has anything to do with drugs. It's just conjecture all over the place, right? So that's the point. That point I find very interesting. That why would United States be offering him not to take action against them, not to do anything against them, anything has to do with this matter? He must not touch it again. Why? If indeed they found him with drugs or they find him connected with drugs, why would they be asking him not to even touch it again? Don't touch it again. Don't bring it up again. We will not bring it up. You will not bring it up. Nobody will bring it up. I mean, I don't get that part. I don't. Maybe somebody understands it, but I don't understand why United States will be very interested in that clause that they will not bring it up. Tinubu also is not allowed to bring up the matter again. I don't understand, but maybe somebody can explain it to me. One man. I will. Can I go to the next one? I made a mistake with the title of this next one. It's not without prejudice. This part is part I was saying. So there is a part in the gobbledygook there where they were saying that where the agent was saying, look, these people doing these drugs, right? The reason they think is linked with drug is that these drugs people, they are afraid to put into the bank anything above $10,000 because then will entice tracing that they are afraid to be traced. So they don't put anything above $10,000 in the bank. Okay, if the guy is afraid to put $10,000, here it is written, Bola Tinubu deposited $600,000, $661,000. Another time he deposited $1 million. Another time he deposited this, blah, blah, blah. How can somebody afraid to deposit $10,000 be depositing 500,000, 600,000? I don't get the connection there. Somebody who is afraid to deposit 10,000 will then be depositing 50,000. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So that's another thing I find curious there. One man, can I go to the next one? So I run it down quickly. One man.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Can I go to the next one? So the next one here. So this is where it is clearly stated. Ex parte motion of the United States for order relating to execution of seizure. So the guy is not represented. He's not served the paper. There's nothing. He's not aware of the action. They go to court, as Madam Zita was speaking earlier. It's an ex parte. So it's not criminal. It's not anything. And this ex parte is not even a grand jury, right? It's not an indictment. There is no indictment. There is no nothing. There is no indictment. There is no charge. There is no criminal anything. There is no conviction. There is no anything. They just find some money and they think it's strange that the money is a lot of money. And then we know that he has some friends that are bad people. Okay. He has some friends that are bad people. Okay, so what? So I just wanted to, I found also, because I didn't even know before that until I was reading that, I didn't know it was even an ex parte. Even if it was a civil action, I thought it was like a normal. So it's an ex parte. How? I mean, all these people throwing this thing around, are they so dumb? Didn't they read these things? Because I don't get it. So it was an ex parte after all. You know, one man. Can I go to the next one? So the next, and the next one. This is, I think this is the first page. You say verified complaint for forfeiture. So it is clearly stated on the document that it's a complaint for forfeiture. It's not a criminal case. It's not a criminal anything. So I don't even get all the notes. So there is no criminal case. There are no criminal charges. So there's no, so the agreement, when you pass with some 400 whatever thousand, it's not a plea bargain. You have to be criminally charged to be doing plea bargain. At any rate, to do a plea bargain, you have to be aware. The guy was not aware the thing was going on. He was not. He didn't take part in the order, in the next thing. He didn't know. He didn't know anything. It's not like his lawyer dealt with it. No, he didn't have a lawyer. He's not aware. So I don't get it. I don't even understand the stupidity of all the people throwing this stupidity around. If the United has a problem, if the US and they are sending this document to the United States to inform the United States about an action that was taken by United States. I don't even understand. The United States knows about the case more than you. Now you are going to tell United States, oh, Tinubu was convicted for drugs in the United States. They are the one that convicted. They know. Why are you informing the people who took the action that the action existed? You know what, I don't get it. Let me quickly run down I think is that's my. Now the next one is the gobbledygooks, right? So when they started the ex parte action, right? So the ex parte action was based. As Madam Zita said before. So I think before they could just actually it is stated there in the document. So they could just take out the forfeiture on your account without going to court until there were some court cases that said no, they couldn't be doing that. So, and in order for them to go to court, it has to be the standard. The bar is less than probable cause. And in this document, they define what is probable cause. They say probable cause in the forfeiture context has been described as less than prima facie proof, but more than mere suspicion. What does that even mean? So they don't have a proof. There is no documentation linking Tinubu to anything. They took a lot of people. Nobody is mentioned Tinubu as being connected. Nobody, they don't state that, this person said Tinubu, you are this, or we found this, they don't find nothing. Everything is based on conjecture that it must be because he knows them or something. That in the whole document, there is not one single link to Tinubu other than conjecture. And this order was taken on a very low bar. No proof. You don't have to have a proof. Just probably more than suspicion. In other words, feelings. If you have a feeling, I feel that I look in my sapele water and I see in my sapele water that this guy is up to something. That's it. That's the bar. It's not that they found anything on Tinubu or with Tinubu or linked to anything. It's just they feel that it must be with this. That is all the old document. That's why I call it gobbledygook. It's just a lot of perambulating jamboree here and there that says nothing. Just like David Udein's video. It goes about, in the World War II, there used to be drugs. In the World War III, hey, excuse me, can you tell me what Tinubu did? You know, one man, can I go to the next gobbledygook, one man? So then
you have to pay some license for that word. I have copyright.
No, I know. I love it so much. I love it so much. When I become a millionaire, I'm going to pay you, one man. I'm going to pay you for that. I don't have a problem. So so that is and also the next one for the reason set above, there is probable cause. There is talking about probable cause. There is probable cause? What probable cause? Probable cause that is a meaningless expression. It's no evidence. So one man, there is no evidence. So just probable cause. You can't convict somebody on probable cause, right? You can indict them on probable cause, but there's no indictment. But so what is the probable cause? Is he knows Adele, he knows Akonde, he knows this. Okay, he knows them. They are from Nigeria. They know each other. So what's the problem? One man, can I go to the next one? So just the two slides left, just to run through them quickly. So the legally obtained system where it is transferred. What was I even trying to talk about here? Traffic. And this is the probable cause. So here, this is the page with the probable cause. Or you were page 6 or the illegally obtained money into the bank in the banking system. How it is very difficult for them. The part that I'm interested in here is the last part on that. I would say traffickers and their associates by IRS and DEA. Okay, the briefings of narcotics traffickers and their associates by IRS, DEA, whatever, and FBI special agents have revealed that these individuals are well aware of the paper trail that is created when cash over $10,000 is brought to a financial institution, and that they seek ways to avoid that paper trail. So if somebody who is avoiding avoiding paper trail on $10,000 is not depositing $600,000, how does it make sense? If somebody is avoiding no paper trails and therefore avoiding 10,000, I don't want to deposit anything above 10,000 because I'm avoiding paper trail. Why would I be depositing 600,000? So it means Tinubu he don't know anything about drug dealing then, because this is an expert opinion that these people, they are afraid of paper trail. And Tinubu, by his deposits, it seems not to be afraid of paper trail. So what is the problem? One man, can I go to the last one so that I quickly and that the last one is where it stated Tinubu did not even know about they've obtained so the guy just called one day. He wanted to withdraw money from his account, so he called the bank to withdraw money from his account. Then the bank told him, there is an order, and that's how he got to know about it. So where did the Tinubu before season, where is the plea bargain? So the order was taken without his knowledge. So if something is taken without your knowledge, how come you made agreement? Where is the forfeiture? Where is the plea bargain or whatever? I don't even understand. The whole thing makes no sense. That's why I was so happy when Madam Zita raised that point. It's like she read my mind, because I was like, what is going on here? And she explained it very well. Apparently, that is what is going. She lives in the US. She's been living there. So she probably has seen one or two situations like that. They just pick you up and whatever. And so they pick you up and then they find something to say, whatever, to negotiate, the drug situation. They put this drug situation there as a negotiation point. And it is very clear in the document. It's a disgrace. As a matter of fact, if we have a country where our people stand up for us, our country would demand an apology from the United States of America. Because, for instance, I believe that Tinubu will
but the United States of America is not the one propelling this narrative. It's the obedient space. Because remember, they asked the attaché to the American embassy to look into these matters, and he or she came back to say that this guy has a clean slate. So the Americans have not accused Tinubu of anything, but you know the obedience now. You saw the example with Emmanuel. We heard something about 10 times, and he's telling us it started with amen. It's unbelievable.
One man, I wanted to have a headache. One man, I had a migraine actually. I couldn't believe what he was saying. He said he was software engineer. They asked him, what tool do you use? Software engineering is a very wide space. It could be anything, anywhere. Are you even a programmer? What kind of software engineer are you? Of course, the guy is not a software engineer. He's a incatenation. I was laughing when he said incatenation. Who is this software engineer? I was saying incatenation. He said concatenation. He said incatenation.
He wanted to confuse us with mathematics. He didn't know we
had. Fatai. It can even be a software engineering person.
He's not.
One thing is this. No, one
thing
is
not
this.
That 100%.
Within software engineering, you have domain. Are you in telecom? Are you in air science? So you have your own domain.
That's the point I was making now. It's a wide situation. Where do you belong?
If you are not within that domain, don't say what you don't know, because software engineering is as wide as many professions you can get in this world. So now the thing is this: people are saying, no, you cannot record ringtone, dialing ringtone, incoming tone. Who told you? How did you arrive at that?
Brother, they are
the telephone system.
Hola, brother. I know. No, I just injected. I leave you. Or you, what you said is this is what I'm saying. He's not a software engineer. He's saying things that actually, brother, can you excuse me? He's saying things that make you say, excuse me, bro. So that's why I say he's not a software engineer. So go on, brother.
So see, now when you see telephoning system, when you want to set up all this call center, there are different type of program you can configure that. Okay, as you are ringing, you take every log as your phone is coming in. You attach a ticket immediately. You generate a ticket for that in ET or switch only. So as the ringing is this, they can create some kind of lag, maybe a second that you are recording, and what will playing to you maybe the recorded part of it that you'll be responding, that you'll be recording before it's transmitting that thing out. So you have to know what you don't know. You don't know. Only talk within your field. Because you are an engineer doesn't mean you know everything within software engineering.
Brother, is not an engineer.
Thousands things of that software engineering. So to me, we have to be very careful the way you present yourself. As you were saying those things, some of us that we are within the IT, a person like me, the thing was just eating me. Why would this guy just talk as if he knows everything within this field? A network person cannot come to a data person and say, I know more than you. Even a data person, the fact that within the data, you can't say you know more than AI, someone that is in artificial intelligence. The same artificial intelligence cannot say, oh, because I'm within artificial intelligence, I will now know more than machine learning specialists. Even despite that, machine learning and AI, they are related, they are interrelated. So to me, we have to be very careful of how we present something, so that if you call yourself a professional, you don't end up looking bad at the end of the day. So the guy may be in software.
Brother, you are wasting your energy. You are wasting your energy. You are disturbing. That guy is not a software engineer. Why you are calling him software engineer? Brother, why you? He was talking sociology. Instead to talk, he said he's a software. He's the one that said it. Actually, I don't like to even to give people my CV. I'm not applying for a job to you. I don't need to give you my CV. So, but he's the one that put forward the CV. He said, I'm a software engineer. Okay, fine. Okay, talk. He said, well, pastors don't say amen. I was like, bro, that is not a software engineering. Okay, that is, are you a sociologist? Are you a sociologist who have done researches on how pastors answer phone calls? Because those are the people that can authoritatively talk about how pastors talk.
You see that
religious studies
suffers a lot these days. A internet web designer will be telling you that I'm a software developer. Suffer a lot. Even someone that is even doing commercial of the counter of the shelf application, they give you Microsoft, they help you deploy, you install, and you call yourself software engineer. See, it doesn't work that way. You understand? A software engineer that is referring to along that line, you are even talking a core computer scientist that is trying to apply computer science to do all those things. So telling me that you cannot record ringing tone, there's no such thing as impossibility in the IT. If you don't know, you don't know. Just say I don't know.
All right, Fatai, round off that space, and then we move on to Simba. Back to you.
Yeah, one man. So one man. Babajale kò má bínú pé a fẹ́ pé wọ́n ní pé gbogbo ẹbọ ló ṣerú láyé, ẹbọ aláròkà wọ́n ní kò ṣerú. Ọlọ́run nìkan lè gbà. Now only God can save Tinubu from all this aláròkà. Now aláròkà na him dem be, but now God go deliver him now. But if you have a country that stands up for its people, they will. It's not what they need to ask from the American government is not a confirmation. Okay, they've asked for confirmation when Tinubu was running for second term as Lagos State governor. They wanted to be sure, right? So, and they gave confirmation from the American government that no, Tinubu has nothing to do with criminal charge or whatever, criminal conviction, whatever, in the US. But now, since that time, they should have asked them to make an apology. They have to apologize because look, Tinubu came in Lagos State now and did a little bit of transformation. Hey, that's a brain. That's how they waste all our people. First of all, they came and colonized us. They took our people for slavery. Once in a while, when we get some brains, they just come and waste them, and then they will turn around and say Africa is a jungle. Hey, but how is it not going to be a jungle when anybody that raises his head there, one way or the other, is destroyed by your people? They should apologize to. They should apologize. If you have a country, one man is also part of like what I was telling you that time. Look what they did to Ikweremadu, right? You could charge him for trafficking or organ trafficking or whatever, but you charge the insensitivity. You are all white people, and you are charging that were the colonial masters, that were slave masters, slave traders, and then you are charging the black man. You're charging a black man for under modern slavery. Oh, they don't even get shame himself. The insensitivity is amazing. Nigeria should demand that should have demanded that guy must never be convicted for modern slavery. Charge him for something else, whatever, what you're going to call it. If you want to test your modern slavery law, go and test it first with white people, with Europeans who were buying slaves, with the Americans who were buying slaves, whoever were they were buying slaves. Try it with them, and then you know, come and charge black people for slavery. I don't even know how we tolerated that. It's like that now. We need a country. We need a strong country that can stand up for the people. We should not be tolerating all these things. They could be whatever they call themselves, superpower or whatever it is. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This is a defamation now. You know, Tinubu could have never become a Lagos State governor until today. We'll be generating 500,000 in Lagos, or generating every. Who's calling me? We'll be generating whatever we were generating in Lagos. Thank God he came. Thank God he survived it, and he's able to produce for a set in motion. Now we are generating from 500 or 600 million. Right, Lagos State is generating every month. Now 50 billion, 60 billion. What if they had killed that brain with their defamation? Because if the thing went bad, Tinubu could have been prevented from becoming Lagos State governor, and today will not be becoming president. It can't be destroying our country. Those obedience, sometimes that they make them go conduct intelligence. How many then do IQ test? Then do one man? Do you know if they do IQ test for them? All these gobbledygook they are throwing around. Anyway, it's not going to go anywhere, right? As Babajale Koko said, our constitution says if you are convicted, it's not convicted. So it's going to be. So the election petition is not a criminal court to tell to who is going to convict Tinubu. So they are going to look at it. What is the election law? Okay, election law say you are not convicted. What is the paper? Where is the conviction? There is no conviction. In case that one is out. So it's a very simple thing. Shetima, why you didn't whatever? Well, it's a internal party stuff. That one also struck out. Now we're back to one man. That case will finish with, okay, give us that 900,000 Lagos number. That is where that case will end up. That case will end up. But Tinubu, may go pray. All these Alaruka, may go pray. Now only God feels save am one man now. Now only God will.
All right, Brian. Thank you, Fatai. So thank you, Fatai.
Thank you,
so stay with us. So let's go on to. Yeah, let's go to Simba. If it's still there, Simba, are you still there?
Yes,
Simba,
one man.
Good to have you, Simba. A real delight.
Before you go to Simba, Fatai. So, ṣé ká máa kọrin yẹn fún wọn ní pé ẹbọ oṣó.
Bàbá mo fẹ́ kọ́ ni mo kó long dúró ẹbọ àjẹ́ ìyẹn ṣe é rú
àgbàlagbà ìyẹn ṣe é rú ẹbọ alárùká wá ń kọ́ tó bá jẹ́ ta alárùká o babaláwo rí ẹ ṣe.
Bàbá láyé kò mo tẹ̀ ní ti Barrister lọ́wọ́ reality ẹbọ oṣó ìyẹn ṣe é rú o ẹbọ àjẹ́ ìyẹn ṣe é rú ẹbọ amọ́niṣe ní àfàìmọ́niṣe ní àṣẹni tán bá ní dárò ọmọ aráàyè gbogbo yẹn ṣe é rú ṣùgbọ́n ṣẹrẹ́bọ àláròkà èmi ò tí ì rí babaláwo rẹ̀ tó lè rú láyé bí. Barrister ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o bàbá kọ́lọ́bà àkọ́rọ́kẹ́.
You've been to too many Owambe parties. Too many Owambe parties.
Fatai ti gbé mi ìdè tá a máa kọ fún wọn.
Reality nìyẹn. Reality Barrister nìyẹn.
Reality Barrister ni àwọn aláròkà kan fi ọmọ lẹ́mọ́lẹ̀ o ọmọ ayé ni Tinubu kan fi ilẹ̀ kó bá fi lọ́rùn lẹ́ o. Come on, Philor.
All right. On my Tinubu Simba. So there is something. There's something almost. It's like an entity, isn't it? Tinubu, a bit like Buhari. I think those two people, Buhari and Tinubu, they share a lot of similarities. They stand almost like a deity. But Simba, to the conversation, let's hear from you.
Well, if you look at Tinubu right from where I got to know Tinubu during the Third Republic in the late 90s when Babangida was trying to hand over power to the civilian. And then that was when he became a senator. Then they truncated the democracy in 1993. They formed Nadeco, came back, became governor. And, every time you discover that there's really strong opposition against Tinubu. But every time he triumphs. And as you said, I agree totally with you. It's like, in fact, even before you raise this discussion, as if I knew that is the question you are going to ask me. I was discussing with somebody beside me. I said, this Tinubu of a man, it's like there is something about him that we don't understand. Believe me, and it's like